11:02. Shitai woke up from his sleep in a deep sweat. It was another nightmare. This nightmare was nothing to what he would have to face in the near future. Shitai had been asleep for one whole day. He had no idea of the events that had transpired. He couldn't stop thinking about his best friend Mizore. Although his nightmare had nothing to do with her, she was in the corner of his mind the entire time. Mizore had recently left their city of Nagasaki to see a family friend, Mr. Izo Nomura. Mr. Nomura worked in Hiroshima, in the fuel hall and city planning office building. She had gone to see him for more information on his job. It was stupid, he thought. Why couldn't she have stayed, was what he wondered sitting there. The weather outside was that of any nice summer day, full of sun and light, and a bright blue sky. The temperature was a mild 84 degrees. The date was August 7th, 1945. It was now the afternoon and Shitai had finally gotten out of bed. After wasting most of his time there, he finally decided to get up and do something with his life. He performed his normal 30-minute routine. Read manga, think about girls, repeat. Read manga, think about girls, repeat. Eventually he made his way downstairs and saw his mother preparing a very late breakfast for him. The alluring smell of grilled fish tickled his nose. His mother then served him the fish over rice. It was gone in 30 seconds flat. Thanks, Mom. That hit the spot, I'm stuffed. He let out a small chuckle. She smiled. Well, that's my job to have to feed you. You're like my personal cat. She responded by patting him on the head. Very funny, Mother. She cleans up his plate, while Shitai makes his way to the living room and lies down on the floor. He starts to bounce his foot in the air. Boy, was I tired. I can't believe I actually slept a full day, he said. I must have missed a whole lot. Shitai continues to bounce his foot in the air, almost as if there's music playing. But there's nothing. Not a sound. Just an eerie silence that pierces the ear. His mother, though, much less energetic. Shitai's mother didn't respond to his comment. In fact, she looked troubled. So, Mother, any word of Mizore? He said. She promised to call as soon as she arrived at Mr. Nomura's. Again, his mother didn't respond. Mother, is everything alright? You seem very distant today. Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry for sleeping so long. It's just that the fever sucked all my energy away. No, son. It's not you. Not in the least bit. I don't know how to tell you this, but Hiroshima was bombed. At the sound of the news, Shitai jumped on his feet immediately. He walked around the living room several times in disbelief. How bad is the damage? I mean, it can't be that bad, can it? His mother started to fiddle her fingers, as if she could rub the tension away. Hiroshima's basically gone, son. It wasn't an ordinary bomb. The United States decided that they would retaliate for the success of our Pearl Harbor mission, and they dropped a nuclear weapon on Hiroshima. Shitai couldn't believe what he was hearing. Visions of Mizore filled his mind. Visions of her looking out of the window, seeing a flash, wondering what was going on, then becoming nothing more than a pile of ash. A mere stain on the floor as if she didn't matter, but she did matter. Tears filled his eyes and he dropped to the floor onto his knees. Do you think she's still alive, Mother? Or should I let my sun set and pray that the night isn't long? Honestly, I cannot say. Some buildings survived the bombing, and there are some survivors of the attack, she said, with just as many tears in her eyes. Several hours have passed and the house is still silent. Haunted by the news, they do not speak. Shitai flips through the radio channels, while his mother prepares for dinner by cutting vegetables. They listen for any new developments on what's going on and how the rest of the country is handling the bombing. He eventually turns off the radio because he starts to think of Mizore again. Why don't you write her a letter, Shitai? I know it may seem silly, but it may help. He glared at her. How will it help? It may not even get to her. What difference does it make? He starts to sob. She puts down the knife and hugs him. I know it may not seem like much, but it would help you to express how you feel. Even if she never does get a chance to read it, it would be the honorable thing to do. After all, it's also the thought that counts. He didn't speak, but he knew she was right. But that didn't matter now. He just wanted his mother's embrace. Maybe you're right, Mother. That could help a little. It's better than not doing anything, and honestly, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how to react. Maybe channeling everything into a letter can help me cope, he said, drying his tears. His mother let go of him and he walked to the kitchen. He picks up where his mother left off and continues to cut the vegetables. Ah! He screams and accidentally cuts himself. Aw, suck it up. It's just a little cut. It's not like you're gonna die from it. Very funny, Mother. It was now August 9th, mid-morning around 10:30 in the afternoon, inching closer and closer. The clock on Shitai's dresser ticks away madly. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Shitai hasn't slept since the bomb had went off. He was a mess, but he didn't make any progress on his letter. The night before, he did nothing but think about what he should actually put into the letter. What if she actually received it and revealed something embarrassing? At that moment, he'd realize that he should just admit to everything in the letter. He had nothing to lose but so much to gain. In the letter he wrote, "Dear Mizore, my Sakura, how are you, my cherry blossom? I haven't slept in days, but I'm doing fine, I guess. How was the trip to Mr. Nomura's office? Did you learn what you needed to know? Honestly, I wish you never went on that trip, and you just stayed here in our safe city. You must be so scared to be out of your comfort zone. We both know how you hate traveling out of Nagasaki. Nonetheless, don't worry. I'll be here waiting for you with a warm embrace. My friend, I miss you so much. I regret letting you leave with your mother and not going with you, or having you stay here with me. I'm not too interested in Mr. Nomura's work, but if it meant that I could have had more time with you, I would have chosen differently about my current location. It has been 3 days since the bombings of Hiroshima, and I fear the worst for my country. Never have I seen such destruction and such suffering in my lifetime. It's heartbreaking. The United States should feel our wrath for what they've done. They're saying that over 50,000 people are dead, and I hope that you're alright. I know the chances may be dim for your survival, but I still believe you may be okay. I just want you to know how much you really mean to me. I'm writing my letter just to express that. We both know that I'm not the writing type, but my mother said I should be writing this letter, and it would help me get by. I'm still very shocked that this whole thing actually happened. It seems so surreal, almost as if the world is ending. I mean, what if the United States decides to attack again? Am I safe? Is Japan even still safe after an attack like that? I don't know. But what I do know is that if you read this, or if you're reading this in the afterlife, you should wish me and my mother luck. I'm scared, to be honest. I haven't told my mother this because I didn't want to stress her even more. I'm not sure how she's handling all of this, but she's been great at handling things like this since Father died. You have always captured my heart and sent it aflutter. Whenever I see you, I get butterflies in my stomach and wonder if the feeling is mutual. I've spent many moons just wondering where I stand, if I stand a chance, and if I even deserve you. You are the prettiest girl I've ever seen, from your silky black hair that blows in the air, when you twirl around in your skimpy schoolgirl outfit, to your smile that glows as white as the crescent moon that blesses the dark night sky. You also have the cutest laugh that would make even the most evilest of samurai's heart melt. Your perfume always drives me crazy, but you knew that, didn't you? The sweet scent of cherry blossom flows off your body, dancing elegantly in the air and stimulating my senses. I love everything about you. You make me oh so happy, and I can't wait to see you again. I will never forget the first time I met you in the dojo. Even though you did beat me up, I'm happy you did, or else we wouldn't be friends. I know that we've had our ups and downs and that I may have annoyed you sometimes, but it was all love. You are my best friend, and besides you throwing me down on the mat, my absolute favorite memory has to be